Right, so this is flats versus clips, the Enduro Geek edition. I'm gonna go into more depth about the kit that I used, the bike I rode, my riding style, did that affect the test? Let's start off with the kit. Okay, so let's start with the bike that I use. It's a Nuke-proof Mega, 165mm travel, 27.5-inch wheels. It's an Enduro bike, and this test was specifically about what's faster for me, Enduro, flats or clips. I definitely think it does come down to my riding style as well, but the shorter travel I go, the more I'm gonna want to ride clips. So go up to downhill bike, I definitely think I can get away with riding flat pedals. The rougher the terrain is, the more travel I've got, the more I can do it. But if we're going down to sort of 140mm travel or lower, so getting down to those cross country or trail bikes, I definitely feel like on the rougher terrain, I'm gonna want to ride clipless pedals just so I don't start bouncing around. But Enduro bikes, it was just on the cusp of what I think I can ride flat pedals fast on the rough stuff. So the trails were definitely a mix of pedaling, jumps, and some rough sections. If I'm gonna mark them out of 10 for how rough they are, I would say probably about 7 out of 10. So there were sections with lots of braking bumps where I was shuffling around on the flat pedals a little bit, but it didn't get super gnarly, super rough, which it is gonna get at the EWS. So I've definitely got to bear that in mind. On flat pedals, you do sometimes have to readjust where you're stood because your feet aren't completely solid. So let's talk about the pedals that I used. So the clipless pedal I use is the Crank Brothers Mallet E LS, standing for long spindle. It's definitely something I like. They just stand away from the crank, gives that higher Q factor. And for me, that just suits my style of riding as well. I can get out of my pedals super easy. I'm not gonna hit the crank. And it does feel a lot like a flat pedal. So the Mallet E LS weighs in at 424 grams for the pair, and the Stamp 7 Large weighs in at 375 grams for the pair. So you can see why the clipless pedal is heavy. You've just got more going on there. You've got the spring, you've got the mechanism. But also look at the size difference. Obviously with the clipless pedal, once you're in, you don't really need a huge cage. It just does help for a little bit of feel through the sole of your foot, but also trying to find your pedal in the first place. I've got the large version of the Stamp 7s. They come in small and large. I have a UK 8 size foot, so that's a 42, I think, European size. So actually I'm right on the cusp between the two sizes, but actually I do prefer the larger pedal. Just a greater surface area to aim for, but also gives you super amount of support. So going back to my riding style, like I said in the video, actually for the previous probably 20 years actually, all I did was ride flat pedals. So starting off as a 14-year-old, all I did was ride flats. I did try clips once back in the day and just couldn't get on with them. So I just chucked them to the side, rode downhill, raced downhill pretty well on flat pedals for years. And even now, when some of my friends see me ride clips, they can't quite believe it because I just didn't ride them for so long. But I definitely think my style of riding probably suits flat pedals quite well. I just like to corner and actually feel a bit of sort of friction between my shoe and the pedal. Also, when you look at the shoes, it's quite a big difference between the clipless and the flats. Obviously flat pedal shoes are quite soft, they flex quite a lot, and you can actually sort of feel your foot moving around a little bit. When you go to the clipless shoes, they're much stiffer. So it's all about power transfer. So you'll get in that power through that cleat and into the pedal. And actually the clipless shoes weigh a little bit more because of that. So the flat pedal shoes actually weigh in at 25 grams lighter a pair than my Northwave Outcross Plus clipless shoes. But obviously you've got the cleat on there and you've got that extra technology. So the stiffer sole, you've got a Michelin sole in these shoes. You've got things like that ratchet that you really need. Again, actually with the flat pedal shoe, a pair of laces is fine. You don't actually need to be super secure in there. Whereas with a clipless shoe, obviously you're pulling a little bit as well. And actually you want your foot to be pretty secure in there. So pedaling efficiency is something I really briefly touched on in the main video, but it's something we've tested on a rolling treadmill in a lab to see the pedaling difference, the efficiency between flats and clips. Also GCN have done the same thing, and actually it's so hard to choose between the two. They're actually much closer than you'd expect. But personally, from my experience, I find that on long days riding, I actually feel better on clipless pedals. I feel like I'm using my hamstring that a little bit more to spin circles and actually pull up on the pedal. Whereas on flats, it feels like I'm just using my thighs, my quads to push down. So that for me is a big difference when I'm talking about doing really long rides. So the Northwave Outcross shoe is definitely somewhere in the middle of the stiffness spectrum. It's by no means a carbon sole cross-country shoe that's super stiff, so it's still got a good amount of stiffness for that sort of power transfer, but also the structural integrity, because obviously you've got a cleat bolted into the bottom. You need to be able to clip out nice and cleanly, but they're comfortable. When it comes to the flat pedal shoe, they're a lot more flexible, a lot less stiff, so they're more comfortable to wear. And it does give you that feel of that friction on the bottom of the sole, but definitely not as good power transfer. But it definitely suits flat pedals that bit better. So the Mallet ELS has got a Q factor of 57, and that is that measurement basically of sort of how far apart your feet are. And that's with that long spindle, so they do space out from the crank that little bit better. So when we're talking about the flat pedal, you don't actually have a Q factor measurement on these, because you can see they butt up super close to the cranks. There's hardly any axle between, you know, that threaded part and the pedal body. And the Q factor is pretty much determined by yourself, obviously where you put your foot. It can be really, really tight up to the crank because you've got no space there, but also you can space it out a little bit more. So it's much more variable when it comes to riding the flat pedals. So when I started to race enduro, I decided that I really had to learn how to ride clipless pedals just for the advantage of pedaling. And the biggest thing I struggled with was trying to get out of the pedals quick enough. And actually I felt like I got slower for quite a while. My confidence dropped in technical situations, in slippy corners. And so with crank brothers, you can actually set them up to release at 15 or 20 degrees, depending on which cleat you put on each shoe. So I set them up to unclip at 15 degrees just so I can get out as quick as possible. And that did take me quite a long time to get used to, but actually now my riding has completely changed. So even when I ride flat pedals, I've seen slow-mo videos of myself. So when I'm actually taking my foot off the dab on a flat pedal, I'm still twisting a little bit. So just had to really change how I rode, and it's completely doable. I'd say it probably took me 3 or 4 months, and then after that my confidence just grew and grew, and now I feel pretty similar on the 2 different types of pedals. So there's a nice clever system with Crank Brothers pedals is the cleat with a dot. If you put that on your right shoe, they release at 15 degrees. If you swap the cleats around and put the dot on the left foot, then they release at 20 degrees. So 20 degrees is probably better for people that really move around when they're pedaling. They don't want to just sort of pop out the pedals when they're not expecting it. So I put them the other way around just because I like to have that early release, and I don't find that I unclip unnecessarily, to be honest. So for me, this video has sort of shown me that I need to be riding flat pedals for enduro that little bit more, but I'm never going to completely swap back to them, to be honest. I'm still going to ride a road bike and my cross-country bike on clips. It just does feel like you get that better workout, but I'll probably save the flat pedals for enduro, downhill, definitely for doing jumps like that. I would definitely recommend trying it yourself if you're sort of on the fence. Try both, put it against the clock. I think it's been quite a nice learning experience for myself. But I tend to talk about this with the how-to videos. I think it's really good that if you can learn to ride your bike on flat pedals, it really teaches you some good techniques that you can then move over to clipless pedals if you want to. If you want to see a couple more videos like this, well, click up there for the original video where I actually put the times together, do the test. Click down there for Blake Tries Clips. Hit that subscribe button on GMBN Tech and give us a thumbs up.